hit the fraction. What?
I'm for that. Okay.
Oh, stupid crit. I lost the.
No, you
I'm happy. You know, this also say the deal. Since Twitch is still recording, I don't lose footage. So imagine had I had been going through the old method, I would have lost so much footage. Okay.
and then we would have to restart all over again.
Yeah, that would not have been fun. So, again, thanks to Jose and telling me Twitch and how it works. We have this. All right, we should be back now.
How that was.
There you go. Okay. Deal with this wall here. Honestly, Marianne, she's dealing with you. These guys really hit hard. Like, really hard.
Yeah.
Wow, she died. Okay, that's good so far. All right, let's see. Oh, sweet. Forgot I had a magic on. There we go. Oh, I ran out of magic sauce. Oh, we got an eel guard.
Talking
The mighty weapon of
Yeah,
God.
talking about Violet.
I can.
What do you mean he ran out of magic? Just cast fist.
Yeah, just cast fist.
Oh, he did a thing. Being unicorn. You could.
He does all
I don't
I was thinking the guy looks just like these Naruto hand signs and like punching the guy in the face.
You ever watch a dude on YouTube by the name of Joe Cat?
No.
He has a bunch of really short videos of that are D&D themed. Whereas like he talks about a class for like is like like describing paladin for idiots or something like that or whatever. The I cast fist was to the barbarian video
Should I have held back?
because all they do is rage. It's just attaching. So like
Disappointing.
congratulations, you must cast me with my one spell. I cast fist. You're a barbarian. It's just like which does nothing but fireballs.
You know, Miss not. I would think that
Yeah.
its magic equivalent of that would just be cast fisting.
No, fisting is a completely different thing. Please don't go with that.
So I was wondering, like, wait a minute. Healing. Yeah, we'll just do healing focus here. Okay, you need to do some heal juice over here. Yeah. We'll bring this guy over here. Inch him a little closer and then give him the dance. Who's actually he can deal with all that. Alright, who else is coming over here? Oh, we got Edgy the Hedgy over here. No one's attacking earlier. Okay. Oh, okay, we got the. Okay. I know what we must do. Send in the nuke. Ah, the guy's not even attacking with the nuke on the field.
Like, oh,
Rand is such a character. Like, nobody even talks about him on Naval Guard's Route.
huh? Heard of him.
Exactly. Oh, 7 damage. Oh no, he's gonna guarantee to hit me with no damage. Gotta love that.
He's gonna really hit you, you're just gonna pretend he did.
He's like, oh no! You guys like, oh dude, you're just acting at this point. It's like, oh, I wasn't doing any damage. It's gonna give you the hope that something would happen. Oh sweet, thank you. Wow, the CPU is actually doing some actual damage. I like that sombrero.
These are really aren't so bad either.
Okay, these guys are actually moving down. Alright. No.
Now that most of the work is done, we can go and take the credit.
Yeah, let's go take the credit. Is everyone gonna attack me? No, they're not. They're gonna try picking up Marianne, which is unfortunate. But no. No. We can.
Oh, they try to march.
Archer's so at this point. What's damage? Ranges. Yeah. Using sound. Taste purple. Reason. What really is reason? If you were to like break it down into scientific method, like what does reason mean for the character?
It means they can bargain.
Oh. Mamu.
Yeah.
The movie's kind of forgettable.
Probably the best. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie, I watched it and I was like, man, where did the time go?
Literally.
Yeah.
Match acting with himself.
Well, he voices
Because he played
the other thing.
he did the mocap and voice for Dormammu.
Oh, that's nice.
So Dormammu being like the huge thing there was just him in the mocap suit crawling around on the floor like snarl.
It isn't just me that thought that the Rangers kind of a forgettable movie.
I wouldn't say it was forgettable. It's like it's not going to be like the most hype thing. I do like the visual effects that they had when they went to the or whatever. Pretty cool.
And
Man,
Realm or
I have yet to see.
Okay.
I have yet to see.
I mean, I'd say they're different effects.
Yeah, I've yet to see Ant-Man. I just actually like noticed.
how
Why not?
just does everything every other movie does. And yeah, have you seen Ant-Man? It's good.
The word Ant doesn't seem like appealing to me. Like I had more fun. I in my mind, at least I think like I would have more fun watching Doctor Strange again. Watching Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's really funny.
No, blow up your head by punching.
Yeah, just look at the episode 3's what if. And so
Really?
Technically, two.
I mean,
Last night. Yeah, this episode was really weak.
Yeah, I will say it probably. No, by the way, explodes. Did you talk about what if?
It's gonna take a while for me to even get a sense. Marvel's gonna Disney's gonna be very strict and make sure to keep those off of YouTube for quite a while.
Well, yeah.
Wonderful chance.
It's
to
on a
earn some
streaming
recognition.
service. But anyway, yeah, this episode was what if the Avengers were killed off before Loki showed up,
I'm finished.
and the person who ended up killing the person who killed the Hulk was, I think, the Ant-Man in the yellow suit. And all he did
Yeah,
was just expand
the yellow
Hulk's
jacket.
heart.
Yeah, because he enlarged it,
Do our part.
which shouldn't have done that. But I mean, whatever.
It's a what if.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point being is that I agree with Reggie on this one. I think it's possibly the weakest episode so far. I will say the Black Panther being Star-Lord is probably my favorite episode.
I like both of the first two episodes.
I honestly, when episode 1 came out, I kind of felt it was kind of weak.
I thought it was fine. That was more along the lines of what I was expecting to keep happening. Like, it might have just been, like, continuing off from that or something, but then it's like, oh, okay, no, it's literally just an anthology. Okay. And then, yeah.
There might be visits later, seeing as they made a big cliffhanger for the Star-Lord ending.
Yeah. Although I like, and I don't have a problem much with any of the what-ifs, because, like, I'm pretty sure there's something, like, they're pulling most of these from a comic somewhere, probably.
And when the moment I saw Marvel Zombies, I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, they're pulling from all these.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Cowards, bring in the Watcher.
I won't say they're bad or like they shouldn't exist, because like clearly there was already a precedent set. But as far as personal opinions go, yeah, third episode kind of weak. First two, I actually really liked it. I had fun watching them.
Second episode had Howard the Duck.
I mean, yeah, but also,
it also had
Thanos.
It also had fucking Thanos persuaded out of everything by one dude.
Yeah, that I thought was so funny.
Should have brought him to Titan instead of Doctor Strange.
I was talking about it with Devin at work, and he goes, man, it seemed like everything is just better with Black Panther being Star-Lord.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
But
This is what happens when you put your most lawful good character in there, I guess.
Exactly.
That's not Steve Rogers.
And then the universe was in danger because of Star-Lord.
They probably would have handled it. Let's be fair about it.
Yeah, let's be real.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck is Bill gonna do to any of them?
Especially with a Peter Quill that doesn't have that much experience compared to the Star-Lord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Turn into Pac-Man?
Yeah, Waka Waka. Yeah. I remember that part.
I'm sure a few lives would be lost.
A few unimportant lives.
But a Ravager never flies solo.
I said, a Ravager never flies solo.
Like, is that supposed to be a signal or something?
You know, here's the funny thing about that, dude, is, well, not funny thing, but let me bring something up to answer Explode's question. They're not going to do a follow-up on that one because that was the last recording of the who played Black Panther.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to want to do a follow-up for a while, if anything.
No.
Because that'd be a different voice, and Marvel's kind of a Nintendo right now when it comes to keeping their actors similar.
I mean, they already recast. They had somebody else voicing all the other known characters.
You mean like
Steve Rogers and some.
Really?
Huh?
I thought they actually had voices for those.
No, the one who voiced Steve Rogers in episode 1.
Yeah,
that was Josh Keaton, the guy that voices Spider-Man in most of the current media.
Oh,
not Chris Evans.
I thought they got the acting voices for that. My bad.
Also, Nintendo has changed
that was
voice
nowhere
time-
near being.
3 times in the past 10 years.
Yeah, they're like those guys are done being those characters. The only one I expect to see is Samuel Jackson, the guy that plays Agent Coulson, and who else was there? Tom Hiddleston reprised his role, so that was funny. I was kind of half expecting that to be different too, but no. Pretty much everybody was different except Theory and Coulson.
It was so nice to see Coulson again. I was just gonna say that, just the fact that you get.
Coulson has some funny lines in there.
Yeah, it's like he looks absolutely handsome.
And that hair, it's amazing. like say again. Well, his hair's really amazing, sir. It has to be seen to be believed. Hawkeye.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is some really good hair. Yeah, I'll give him that.
Yeah, I will say one thing. That's one great thing that Marvel has over DC. Is the humor's there. Like they got really good people to nail in the humor for these characters.
But what about Shazam?
What about Shazam?
Was that not funny?
No, it was so unfunny. I didn't even watch it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was not interested in Shazam.
It's like the only fun DC movie.
Aside
You
from
literally
the first
skipped out on the only one that was actually enjoyable.
aside from the first Wonder Woman.
Long way to go.
Yeah, well that's just good. That's solid. But I'm saying like it's not fun. It's just a good movie.
Was the Wonder Woman 19 something whatever was that terrible trash?
I have no idea. I've heard nothing but bad things about it.
It's not too good.
I've heard things bordering on its character assassination.
Oh, as in they ruined the character.
Apparently, yeah, and some weird shit happens in the movie, and whatever else and stuff, and
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, people love.
It's whatever. I don't give a shit.
People love to make.
I still need to see the Snyder cut for Justice League, though.
It's never.
I heard it's actually decent.
Well, in terms of Wonder Woman and all that stuff, it's good to see that the franchise hasn't died yet in terms of making the movies. Who do I feel?
Wait, are they making more?
No, just DC. I was making fun of DC that they're still making movies despite the fact that they've mostly all been sneakers.
I mean, they still sell decently.
I guess.
Apparently, Aquaman was considered pretty good.
Aquaman was solid. It wasn't great. It wasn't even good. It was decent. There's some really questionable things in there that just make you kind of laugh at how stupid it is, but like not in the good way.
That's dumb.
Except when he jumps out of the plane into the desert without questioning.
Yeah, that was
anything.
funny. But and the Venice fight scene that or whatever wherever that was it Venice? I don't remember. But the fight scene on the city rooftop, yeah, that was actually a good action sequence.
And by God, they actually remembered that Black Manta was actually a black man.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
One thing like some of the lines at the beginning of the movie, like, Black Manta's dad was about to die in the sub. Instead of doing anything remotely actually touch it, like, I literally could kill that bitch. I'm like, what? Like, those are not final words. Those are like, oh my gosh, I'm so salty behind this TV screen.
Rage quit.
I was like, that is not a father talking to telling his son to avenge him. That's like, oh my gosh, this Noob Slayer 1000 killed me again.
Avenge me.
Fly down to his and rip off his arms.
He was using hacks the entire time. I saw his character clipping through the wall. Alright, let's see. Unarmed.
Like how we've referenced the Marvel movie just to bash a DC movie.
Well, I think that's the most consistent thing about this Fire Emblem series we've had. When we have nothing really to talk about, we just talk about what happened on Marvel's latest show.
And there's very rarely anything to talk about here.
True. Yeah, I'm playing the game. That is very much true. Let's see. Let's take this guy out here. I'm pretty much almost done. Like, the CPU just had enough, and they're starting to bum rush me now, which is their first mistake.
I mean, you're still on the one map here, so like.
Yeah.
Not to mention the green units are in there chipping away damage, taking out a few units themselves.
Alright, we're pretty much, we're doing cleanup mode at this point. Let's see. Edelgard? No, that's a mage over there. I don't have that much trust in to do. I want him to survive because he's such a bro. Let's see.
You'll survive as long as you do the right set of actions.
Yeah. Weird. I think that's the only side quest that actually affects how the story goes with one character being alive or not. Alright, Edelgard, time to get one punched.
I wish you were someone whose heart could be swayed.
Well, you can get Sethith
Would have done
and
anything to make you my ally.
his daughter to survive Edelgard's right if you... I think... My brain stopped working.
That's fine. It happens to all of us.
You mean it worked at all?
Yes, it's on dial-up.
It's gonna connect eventually. Now, see, I could end the fight right now and here and there just by taking out Edelgard. I can't.
But there's like 2 more people to kill.
Yeah. No.
Insert the scene from Spider-Man. I could squash you like a bug right now.
But I won't. See you, Spider-Man. Come on, get
See,
it.
this is what happens when fools choose to play the hero. You never know when some lunatic will come along with the sadistic.
Line?
This
Let die the woman you love, or suffer the children.
Goblin, that was a good first take. Let's try that again.
What are you talking about? It was perfect.
Mr. Goblin, sir, don't hit me, but director, sir, did not like it. Gonna have to try it again. Take this, Edelgard.
What does the director think of this?
His name's Victor Von Doom.
What is he here?
He's out getting donuts. He's actually, we're actually all Liberians, so he's been pretty nice.
I'll take over the director spot. Do what he can't. To say what he won't.
No one shall run this production except Doom. It becomes an entire a fight between Goblin and Doom over the script and such. It's like, I see here that I'm supposed to die in this scene. What type of chunk is this? I don't die.
Because I'm Victor Von Doom.
Oh man, Jose, I'm glad you're still here. I was just about to ask, where's Jose?
Send in our reserve troops and give my uncle.
Everybody knows the Goblin should come back another time and then die that time.
Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, they're all the same.
New Goblin.
They're all green, aren't they?
I don't know. I did like William Dafoe as Green Goblin. As normal.
Yeah. He was definitely really fun.
Yeah, he's a scientist, don't you know? Anime
I'm a bit of a
cutscene.
scientist myself, you see.
Anime cutscene. Yay. Now it's time for not so awesome Palutena to show up us all and use the power she should have had at the very beginning.
It's a power
Now it's
that
time for me to not
really
care.
Everybody
Seth
here,
and
young and old, is in your hands.
what's your name? Seth and his daughter probably also have, but choose not to use, even despite it being revealed that they probably are what these scholars.
No,
I
I
mean,
will not allow
probably
another
revealed.
Red Canyon tragedy to happen here.
Have you played the game? Do you know any of this? Probably. What spoilers are you trying to avoid here? Probably.
What?
What's going on?
What are you talking about? I'm just. I don't get the question.
You know, I find it really dumb that Gylith is telling the students to flee right now, when the students should have evacuated like weeks ago. If they were gonna fight, they're pretty much asking for problems themselves. Oh no, it's the tailed beast bomb.
And then the Scalies had a field day.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna ask a Jose type question. Aren't technically lizard-like people also classified as furries?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, they have a subcategory called Scalies.
That does not matter.
Get in the genre with the rest of
Like that changes literally nothing.
Gylith,
A
no.
little.
No, use your fists. Not the sword. I hate this line from Rhea right now. We're gonna come up to it right now, but she says something incredibly mean spirited.
Why did you come?
Because I'm trying to help you. It's like, okay,
This is
you're
her trying
welcome.
to protect her mother.
I believe the line's intent was that she doesn't want him there, so that he's not, stuff like that.
And this is how Gylith falls asleep and doesn't age for the next 5 years.
Fucking stupid. That is probably the weakest excuse of a time skip I've ever fucking heard of.
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously.
She's been in a
How
cryogenic
would you
chamber.
wake up from that coma?
And then everything's just like, oh, you're alive. Quick, come see all the changes.
Yeah,
That happened in literally 5 seconds.
No one's like, Gylith, are you okay? Should we take you to the hospital? Nah, I'm with Sam.
What a miracle. We thought we
Time
lost
for
you.
an age-proof coma.
Archbishop Rhea, commander
Yeah,
of the
because
Knights
apparently
of
going into a
Service,
coma stops the
leading from
aging
the front
process.
lines against the Imperial Army.
You're secretly Odin. You went into the all sleep.
With this
Well, okay,
single
so
Whatever the
Basically.
fuck it was called.
Before you get to your point, Jose, because I know you're going to say something, but I do want to bring up something while this line of dialogue is going on. This question goes out to each one of you. If you were say, I don't know, you were 20 years old and you were friends with a 15-year-old, all right, you get where I'm going with this, and then you go into a coma for 5 years, you don't age, but your friend ages, and then she's your same age. Wouldn't you still feel awkward? Talking to that individual and
Well, actually,
not be romantic with
Talking
that
to
individual.
it depends on. I think it depends on context.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, like
Because that age difference is not very much, in all honesty.
bruh, my girlfriend's 8 years younger than me. Of course, it's fucking awkward.
Moon, ethereal
You're like
moon,
old, right?
Fuck, is she 8 years younger than you?
Bro, I'm almost 30. She's 22.
Right, but if that's awkward, why the fuck are you with her then?
Oh wow, you're older than me by a
Because
year.
I actually like her.
Okay then, so then why is it awkward?
But it's still fucking awkward though.
Guys, I don't mean to brag, but I find my
Well,
relationship
it's
pretty
the
awkward.
fucking awkwardness.
Kingdom of Fargus is in shambles. The Lester Alliance is on the verge of collapse, fractured by
Hey,
He's dating a monkey girl.
So you guys don't feel awkward if you were thrown in that situation where you don't age for 5 years, but that person that was 5 years younger than you, underaged at that moment in time, ends up catching up to your age when you come to. Like you wouldn't feel weird.
Probably not.
Romantic feelings or whatever.
Maybe for a week or two, but after that,
I'm just gonna say police 911. Police.
I don't know.
I mean,
honestly,
if at that point she's not, she's not that, then that's just that's just your own perception getting in the way.
You must find the strength to
I'm
stand
good.
upon
Thanks for
those
the answer.
legs of yours.
I know it's hot, but no.
Like so much rain.
Well, in my opinion, if I were to speak bluntly about that, I would not pursue a relationship that way. I would keep things as.
I mean, you wouldn't pursue one anyway, so.
Hey,
you already in a
Shots
committed
fired.
relationship with a monkey girl.
I was trying to have a serious conversation. You had to bring my shattered past up to light. But yeah,
shattered.
Right, Reg,
The fuck?
right.
I'd say that's pretty solidly not broken.
Hey, I'm talking about. Okay, let me be more specific in an anime situation because that wouldn't happen.
Okay.
By all these beautiful anime girls, but if I knew that person was 15 when I conked out, and they're spontaneously my age, I'm just gonna be like, nah, you're gonna still be considered cute in my eyes, not attractive, sexy in my eyes. So, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, if we're going with anime logic, then age literally does not matter. You do realize that, right?
Yeah, but also,
No, officer, she's a 1,000-year-old vampire lolly.
Get on your feet.
Exactly.
I'll cuddle you no more.
I was like, the moment you said, well, if this was anime, I'm like, then the age does not fucking matter. Because it's literally just a spoken number at that point.
age is just
That reminds me of that comic we've talked about before. Where is
it was last
just
time
a
we talked
villager
about
here.
this. I brought up that
What are you
comic
doing in a
with
place like this?
the young looking
I
girl, the
honestly
guy.
didn't expect
The
to
police
find
shows
someone
up, was
way
like,
down the road.
halt there,
Garrett
cut
Rock
a
is
like-
video.
but that
And then the
person-
guy
I was
goes,
like,
hey, no, she's
like,
like
sir,
over
I
1,000 years
didn't
old.
know.
And he goes,
I was
yes, I know.
I'm like,
And it takes them into custody instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard some thieves have been spotted
Be
around
safe,
these
kid.
parts these days.
Oh yeah, so 5 years just passed, by the way. No exact fanfare except we just talked to
Are you
Sothis,
feeling all
who
right?
Yeah, it's literally just like, suddenly you're awake. Hey, it's like, hey, you look kind of familiar. It's been 5 years since this battle, you know. Wait, you were there? Nonsense.
Okay, since we're at this point, starting with you, Reggie, since you're talking right now, how would you have
What?
handled the 5-year time skip if you had the control?
Actually show progression of time or something. Literally anything than just a black screen.
or at least no.
I know there was a
exposition.
narration just before this, but like that's not really much.
Where do you think you're
It doesn't help that the guy here is just an exposition dump too.
Yeah. Like we could have had a chapter to actually discover what happened, you know, where you're just on your own, or maybe you come across one character that's like super dedicated to you, whatever, something. Either you come across like the house leader or the second in command of the house, or like an important side character to that house, and then like you just kind of like you get a slight bit of info from them, and you go and try to reconnect with literally anything. Hell, they could have just had like Cyril here to fucking do the exposition, him be a fucking teenager or something, and like, oh, what's going on? And like he just happened to find you while roaming the world since like the church has fallen and he's lost his purpose. Where they're like, oh, hey, it's you. But no, it's just like, I was like, I'm a random villager.
Hi, Dimitri.
I am a newspaper. I will say this is a nice shot of Dimitri, though.
Yeah.
He definitely
still
got the best
boring
look
as
in the
fuck.
time skip. Love that cape too.
That doesn't save him from being incredibly boring.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, like he has the best like design post time skip.
Okay, quick question.
You
Quick
will be
question.
haunting me
You
as
bring up
well.
boring between both of you guys. Can you explain to me what makes him boring? Like legitimately, like both pre and post.
What must I do to be
Uh,
I will kill that woman. I
let's
swear it.
see.
Do not look
I
at
guess
me.
I would describe it as he's kind of bare bones. He's pretty vanilla when you don't take into account his dark tragic part of him that literally just pops out the moment an important scene happens.
Mhm.
And even then, it just makes him
the case.
a different by the book guy.
Another Imperial spy. Did you come here to kill me? Answer the question.
So that's it, huh? Do you guys think it's probably because you're older and you've kind of seen stuff like this already?
I mean, that's possibly a reason, but I tend to view everything kind of passively already.
Well, that's just
Like even if I've seen something before, I won't knock it for that because it is a different property.
Hmm.
It is somebody
Well-
else's attempt at a story or an idea.
Claude is also pretty vanilla, but at least he has the benefit of being
I
funny.
have been dead.
Yeah, he's the chill, no problems person. He has no drama. He's just there. He's just a Chad bro.
A bro Chad.
Whatever.
So he's not a slave boy.
And thieves crawling from the woodwork, attracted by the promise of
He's a
treasure.
Chad bro Chad.
Since the monastery
Well, we have this
ordering
awesome
this
exposition
area
about
fell right
what
along
happened.
with it.
I will
You
say
must
when
have
I
seen
went
That nobody cares about.
when I went through this path the very first time as I played it, I was invested in it. Bear in mind, this is like the first time.
I'm sure you were,
I was invested
since you were playing it.
Shush.
It's time
And
to
so
hunt
the
down
thing
the
is,
next.
the thing is, I'm trying to get at is that when I got to this point with
I
Dimitri,
told you.
I was
I
like,
will kill
okay,
them
cool.
all.
I like where things are going. I did not see, I did not see anything like really bad towards it. It was like, okay, so he's a
They
bad
must
guy
die.
now. As far as like this part paints him, it's like, oh,
Someone
he's
must put a
killing
stop to the cycle of the strong
to get
trampling the
revenge,
weak.
but
He's in a dark
Or do you
place.
condone
yeah,
their
he's in a very, very
actions?
dark place. And then spoilers,
believe that the
not spoilers,
pillaging
but
and
the point where he
slaughter
kind
those
of
rats
redeems
live
himself,
for is
quote unquote,
justified?
where that one point where it's,
and
when I
they
look
must
back
be
at
put
it, it
down.
doesn't really
Your
make
hands are
sense.
so
I
warm.
intend to give them
Yeah,
a taste of
like
revenge
that
they haven't
scene didn't
inflicted
make
on
sense, but he
others.
ended up like
Even if it
changing.
means
I thought,
becoming a
okay,
rat
cool, I can get
myself.
behind him because,
I swore
like
to
I
at
told you,
least
when I
do that
first played
much.
this game, like at the very beginning of the
will
game,
not
I knew
let
to be
them
careful
down.
of the church because the church is,
Of course, it's a JRPG.
yeah. So I was like instinctively, okay, I'm gonna in my head
doesn't
canon, I'm
matter.
playing as Gyleth is completely
All
going
that
along with
matters is
things
killing those
just
who
to see how
deserve
things
to
play
die.
out, and that's how my mental run on the game went for a while, and then as Dimitri, went through, I was like, okay, cool. Dimitri's
Good
kind of
work.
cool, I
I
guess.
should have known to
We got
check
the
the
Sasuke
monastery.
Uchiha character who's
Let's
constantly
move
saying that,
quickly.
yeah,
Yes,
he hasn't
sir.
revealed his true colors yet, whatever. I was like, okay,
Dimitri,
sure,
I'm
whatever.
on my way.
The other cast characters were cool, I guess, and I started liking them over time. And then when the change here happened, I was like, oh, do I regret my decision joining this side? Because I don't really like playing the bad,
In
quote
the
unquote,
Holy
like
Kingdom
people
of
that kill people
Fargus,
for no reason.
Imperial
I like
loyalist
having a
Cornelia
stance on
has
something that
subdued all
goes
regions
similar
Well,
of
to
then
my
you
own
should have
thought
played
process.
Edelgard's route then, because
So anyway,
every
as I said,
all the killing on that one has a reason.
as I
has been
said, and as I
salvaged.
went forward and I
Now, the
realized, and we had that
backbone of the
scene where
former
Dimitri
kingdom,
changed, I was like, okay,
Houses
now I can get
Gautier
behind this
and
guy because
Fraldarius struggle to
I've
continue
already
the
dealt with
resistance.
characters prior, like as I've told you, I've seen
Cornelia,
stories similar to this,
operating out of the
where
royal
yeah, I
palace,
can finally get
has
behind a
accepted the
character
support of the
who
Empire to build
realizes
an
what they
army
did was
and
wrong
plots to wipe out
and
all
is willing to
remaining
go ahead and
kingdom
make the wrong
forces.
right. By going through peace. And that's really up my alley in terms of my own personal
In the
alignment
Leicester Alliance,
with
Just
House
like
Rook
Edelgard.
leads an anti-imperial
with Edelgard.
faction,
He
Right?
went straight
while
up with
House
I
Gloucester
disagree
directs
with
the
Edelgard
Empire's supporters.
tremendously, even after seeing the path that she went through. And I was like, nah,
Despite
that's
the
not for me.
undeniable
I
threat of
personally, if I was in that
fracture, the
universe,
Alliance's
I
adept
definitely
new
would not
leader,
have gone on her
Claude,
side.
deftly maintains the outward appearance
And
of a
that is,
unified front.
perfectly fine.
Yep. Well, I'm just explaining to you why I chose the way I said. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I'm already
In
past that point
Enbar,
where I'm just saying,
the
my
imperial
point is
capital
right.
of the
Now,
Adrestian
I get the
Empire,
fact that this game, everyone's
Emperor
right, everyone's
Edelgard
wrong. But
fights to
when
strengthen
I
her
looked at it from
regime.
my point of view, which is not something a lot of
She
people
has
really
extended
see
her
from my
reach to the
angle,
kingdom
I like
by
going for at
inciting
least
the
a
Well, of course
just.
not. They're not in your
its
point of
former
view.
lords under her influence.
They're in theirs.
Control
Exactly.
all.
Well, I'm more getting at the people that chose the Blue Lions did not choose it for the reason why I felt. Is the majority of people who probably like Blue Lions have like
In the
the
meantime, the
consensus
Knights of
for what
Ceres
they
have been
believe
dispatched
is
to find
why they
Archbishop
liked
Rhea,
it. But
who
for me
remains
personally, it's
missing
probably like
despite
way
their
off
searching.
target for
And
that.
what exact?
The monastery
I
at
like Blue
Barragont
Lions
has
because
fallen to
one,
ruin,
I can get
become
behind
a
the fact
haven for
that
thieves.
when you get to this post time skip, I can get behind that mindset of Dimitri. We're like, okay, let's all be friends and actually fight for a cause that nobody has to die for. And to me,
Okay.
that's kind of a thing that I go for.
It's up to do if you don't do it right.
Wait, what?
To do.
Oh, to do?
He
Yeah,
can die if you. He can die.
yeah. You could let the do die, but I never let that happen. The do is a bro. But anyway, that's
Okay.
kind of
And
how I
what
look at that.
rest of people? So what differs from your point of view on it compared to the rest of the people that picked Blue Lions?
I think it's more around the lines where they thought, yeah, he's a Chad, he's very hot and attractive, and that's why I go with him no matter what he chooses. That's kind of the majority of what I believe the fan base of Fire Emblem is.
That
They pick the hottest character.
is that what was going around on the internet?
A lot of women did find him attractive, even after
Well,
the
yeah,
past.
but like, is that like the general thing that was going on as to people who played Blue Lions? Is like, oh my god, Team Dimitri, he's so hot.
Yeah,
Is
kind
that
of,
Lulu?
sorta. Kind of,
Is,
sorta.
was
And while
that
the
the
men just didn't
majority?
want to.
Because like everything
then-
that I heard about Blue Lions route is like, yeah, it's the most traditional, of the three routes to being a Fire Emblem game. With a
then
bit of a
Dimitri could
twist
pick
that
up.
Dimitri is this, very haunted figure
Well,
until he,
to answer your
tries
question on
really
that,
works to move past that.
to answer your question on that, I'm not
Huh?
going to play in the stage. I'm going to leave the stage for next week. But the thing is, there was two. You got to remember that when the game first came out, there was that crowd that started thinking about it at first, and then when the game had time to age and people got to chew on it a lot more, that's when other decisions and thoughts were kind of common. So when the
No,
game first came
quite
out,
literally, like
everybody was going
as
for
soon
the
as the game came out, that's
because remember, everybody was lauding over the meme team, which was Claude's team. Everybody would not shut up about it. But then when the game came out and people had time to chew on that, people realized, or at least the consensus was, yeah, Claude's route's kind of weak. So
because it's
still
literally
though.
unfinished.
yeah,
They're all unfinished.
but his was probably the worst one, arguably, I guess you could say, in terms of
But it ended racism.
yay, end of racism. But that's kind of the point I was trying to make on that, is that it's you had two different mindsets on it. The Blue Lions thought over, it's the most traditional. Came a little later because
Yeah, that's
started doing his route after
how
the memes
later,
and
because
stuff.
I was hearing that in the very first few days.
Well, unless you're going through like the major, like the people like 100% it on day one of all three routes to have their opinion out on YouTube first, maybe.
I don't know who 100% it on day one. Those were stuff I was hearing about the game just barely
It's
after it came out
literally
from like
impossible
just
without-
random comments about the game.
It was literally impossible.
Hell,
to do
even
it day
people
one.
that were reviewing the game for like the first time, it had only been a couple days. They're like, "Oh yeah, so like I've gotten to a pretty sizable spot into the game now. I think it's safe for me to at least share my thoughts for an initial whatever viewing or whatever. I don't remember what the fuck they said, but an initial thoughts on the game as a whole." And like the differences that you can of the choices you can make, like those were not people that had completed the game already, because they were only talking about like the first few things, like all the characters. Like they were basically talking about the demo.
Well,
Yep.
here's the thing.
And like how
The
like
reason why I bring up the whole hot thing is
it's
that
supposed to branch out.
if you've seen the majority of fan bases for Fire Emblem in general, it's always more often than not like who's the hottest waifu, who's the hottest husbando. And that's the majority.
Well, yeah, but that's only from Awakening's fan base.
The fourth floor wasn't even discovered until a week into the release.
So that's why I said there's two different like factions of people that had this mindset over the game.
I mean, there's always going to be that faction, but like I don't consider that to be the general consensus. Like that's the people that don't really give that don't like analyze the story. They're just there for the eye candy.
Yeah.
So I don't count that as anything remotely talking about the game.
Because if you think about
that's just
nobody really
the
talked about Blue
characters.
Lions. Nobody talked about Blue Lions for quite a while in extensive stuff because majority of people were either doing the meme team or lol Edelgard's hot. I'm gonna go join her side because she's a girl.
And then they got
Yeah.
and they got kicked in the face because they got forced to join the church instead.
Yeah, that was a sneak
Yep.
peek if you think about it. Because you have to do this, you have to go out of your way for it and know what you're doing in order to get to her side. Which, good job, Nintendo. Good job.
Yeah, and yet somehow both paths on that one are just not done.
So pretty much, guys, that the reason I primarily went with Dimitri's cause was just based on his turn. That was it. Like had Dimitri
And that's
not
fine,
changed
yeah.
at all, I'm just letting you know. I want to say it. that's a hard thing for me to say. I want to say it, but had Dimitri not changed his ways at the end of this game, I probably would not have looked as him as a likable character in my eyes as much as it is in the way that this game ended up making his character end. So that's why I can.
What if they had kept it like that and just said like he's not supposed to be likable? Then these are just different sides of a war. Like
because you look at
keep in mind they were also still children at first when they started getting all the bloodshed.
Because you look at Dimitri and the other paths, he had no guy left to really talk to him and tell him, "Hey, what you're doing is not right." So you look at it,
but he also had the church to keep him sane for some reason.
Really? Was he really sane? Yeah. I know he has both his eyes in one route. He doesn't lose his eye in one of the routes. But the point being is, looking at it from those points, he didn't have Guyla to really have that connection to bring him back to his senses, really, which makes him, in my opinion, the other paths a pretty trash character in that instance because, like you guys said, very one note, I've seen it, been there, done that kind of character with him, edgy the hedgy, as I've come to say. But on this path specifically, because he turned, I found him more of an interesting character for me to back up than it would be if I spent the entire campaign with him brooding the entire game as, we gonna kill everyone. We're there and there. That's just kind of how I look at things in that. That's why I feel more.
But it's flawed.
Huh?
There's one point in the game where, for no reason, he just goes after Claude.
Isn't that with the battle of the Eagle and Lion?
No, just tries to go and kill Claude specifically.
Is this before or after he turned?
Before.
Okay, yeah.
After?
After?
Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering if he turned good. He just decided to go kill Claude for no reason.
That's before. That's before his.
Yeah.
Because it's like the reasoning behind it is just he's in the way. Get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Right, but
Edelgard.
Right, but the mindset for the character is he's going to get in my way. He's gonna stop me from doing this. I need to get him. I need to remove him. And then at the end it's like, actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Get the fuck out of here.
He wasted everybody's time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
the entire game is like that because it's trying to hit all these obligatory notes on every path, even though each path is supposed to be fucking different. But it's not.
I think that what the major thing that hurts the game is that you're forced to you're forced to go through the same beats for the first half of the game every path. There's nothing like there's nothing you do.
There's some pretty hefty variations on each route.
But it's the same structure for each mission.
I mean, it's the same structure on the post time skip. Also, it's just a different coat of paint.
No, what I'm getting at is it's literally the same map layout, same objective. You know, kill this dude because the church is telling you to, and you do that for all of the first halves. It isn't until the second half, when the school you decide to go with actually has different map layouts and such, and different objectives.
Right, but like even then, like the overall structure of like the story is still basically the same. Like for what's supposed to be a AAA title on a console, this is just lazy.
Didn't you say earlier, like sometime during like the first couple parts that we did this, is that this felt like a handheld game at one point, and they just upscaled it?
Yeah.
Simply? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was you then. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
The fact that it's Fire Emblem's return to a console since fucking Radiant Dawn.
It is a handheld console.
Like all the budget for this game went to the voice acting because every line is recorded.
Yeah,
every line. That's literally the only reason.
Which
all the money that they should have spent polishing the rest of the game went to let's make everything voice acted, even though it's not, most of this is of no substance.
Echoes did mostly the same thing with a very few exceptions.
Yeah, but at least Echoes is just two stories that were already set to coincide with each other. They're not branches. They're two sides they're two sides of the same story happening concurrently. Or at least I think that's what it was.
All right.
Well,
I'm heading up, boys.
Oh, you take it off? All right, we'll see you later, Jose.
Yeah. All right, talk to you guys later.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
but yeah, and I guess if we're gonna continue this conversation a little bit longer with that's just kind of how I view the whole my reasoning for it.
Right.
I pretty much gel more with the Dimitri side, personally.
And that's fine.
In terms of everything else, I think we've pretty much already talked to the death and previous parts before. The only new thing I can really add here in terms of the game itself is I would really love them to have another go around with this. Like I don't know, a part 2 maybe, dedicated game for whatever route you chose. But I think that's wishful thinking at this point. I think they're done
at that point, they might as well just release DLC to complete the package instead.
That's honestly what I thought the DLC was leading towards, because they had this
because everything that happened in each route was this clearly wasn't over.
Yeah, and so when
DLC comes out for the game, extra house, that means absolutely jack shit.
Yeah, exactly. That was the biggest bummer. That was the biggest bummer. I honestly thought,
what the fuck is that?
At least you get an explanation of why Byleth has absolutely no emotions whatsoever.
Because of the Simp Lord.
That's not DLC worthy.
Yeah, that's not nobody cared.
For a game that's all about a story, and to have multiple stories that you can choose to do, and have all of them not come to any fucking conclusion other than the initial just the one character folk bit, come to I guess a resolution ish, but just for the characters arc, not the actual story, but just the character.
Church Lady doesn't even have that.
Which what?
Church Lady doesn't even get that.
Yeah, exactly. But like have all of that just not finished, and then you release DLC for the game when like been a common thing to just release more story. You know, okay, well, if you're like, if the game wasn't finished, they can patch it out afterwards. You know, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
think
just
Nintendo's
extra
kind of done with
side.
this. I think done with the game, or at least supporting it.
Oh yeah, definitely, they're done with this shit because they're like
They got
they
their
were
money.
done with this shit before they even released it.
Yeah, they got their money and ran. You know, like they're like, all right, cool. The Fire Emblem another
Exactly.
game next year, maybe. So
Also, here's Violet, Mr. Smash Bros.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Put Violet in Smash Bros. Sakurai, you can make.
I mean, at least he plays differently from all the other Fire Emblem characters.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He's
He's a
fun,
good-
but he's definitely low tier.
he is a very fun.
He's a very fun low tier character to play as because he is
Like, I'll say at least the Fire Emblem characters that they have added, like, they're not just Marth and Roy. Like that's good.
they could have.
They're showing different parts. Yeah, they could have, and that's what everybody thought was going to happen.
They could have.
Yeah.
I think the
But like
backlash.
then they had Robin, and I was like, oh, a character from the franchise that plays differently, and you know plays into the whole durability thing of in the franchise. Cool, neat. You get Corrin, okay. You gotta show off all the the special cool whatever protagonist powers that he had.
Yeah,
Okay, it doesn't really represent much, but I mean it's a different play style.
Yeah.
Violet.
Okay,
Okay, well he uses the three sacred treasures from all the trailers. Okay,
and Chrome.
whatever the fuck they're called.
He
I don't care what
exists.
they're actually called. But yeah, like okay, so each one of his directional inputs or whatever for changes the weapon that he uses. That's actually neat.
And Crom's special ability is just to get shafted. That's really what it is.
And Chrome.
Yep, he's just Marth and Ike.
The worst of the two.
Actually, Rory and Ike.
Oh yeah. Well,
whatever.
he has a combo package of a lot of different Fire Emblem characters, and he has the worst of everybody's abilities, which is funny. It's just funny. But yeah,
They should have kept him as just a part of Robin's final smash, but fans got mad because he got shafted.
well, they should never have said maybe next time because that put in that trailer because now
People still would have wanted him just for the fact that he was even there.
like you made a cutscene with our character just to have Lucina show him up. Oh man. Well, I think we've said everything that we should really say about what's currently happening. This is pretty much the beginning of the end for the
Whatever.
for Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Like I said, after this RPG is over, the next major RPG is going to be Paper Mario. That is not changing. I'm probably going to mix things up next week with a different game. It's not going to be Fire Emblem. We're going to take a brief break from this series to do some small
I thought the break was going to be this week.
No, I wanted to go ahead and finish up this time skip stuff first, and then now that we're here, we can kind of take a break from it and do some shorter ones.
Huzzah!
Yeah. Probably thinking about the next game that we could probably do is DKC. Explodes and I both have that on the Switch, so we could definitely do that for the crew. And if Explodes happens to pass out when we start, I can get an emergency game set up and we can have that to play. So
Yeah.
there's that. Because that's the
I'll
biggest
try my
problem
best
about
not
playing
to
co-op
stop
games
that
with other
so I can
people. You
get
gotta make sure that
guided.
they're there and fully awake.
I have to be there so I can help guide you there so you can have a full experience.
Yeah, because I've never played DKC in any of its sequels, so that will be fun. So until next time, guys, we'll see you for 3 Houses and maybe 2 or 3 more weeks from now. We'll see how I feel. I don't want to. I don't want to burn out on this game and do it every week, and then I'm gonna be like,
It's gonna take 5 months to get back to this. I just know it.
hey, at least it's not the
fine
Super
with
Mario
that.
playthrough. Nothing was ever.
It's
done in
worked.
Super Mario World. no, Flat Out Super Mario World just got forgotten a couple of times. Okay, until then, see you guys later. Bye.